It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Imagine you have this beautiful, vibrant rug. I mean, you went to the store, you picked it out. It's the perfect rug inside of your beautiful home. In fact, you have a couple different rugs, by the way, because you decided rugs are a way to add warmth and style to your home. But here's the challenge. We all know that rugs can sometimes quickly get dirty. And if you have kids or pets, it's going to get dirty even faster, by the way. And when you have a rug, once it's not as clean and vibrant as it is, there's a huge challenge, which is how do you get the rug clean? So this leads to issues that many of us have, which is, why should I invest in a beautiful rug that over time will get dirty, that I'm probably gonna be a big hassle to try to clean? So 10 years ago, Jeneva Bell had this very problem, by the way, when her dog, her beloved dog that she really loved, had an accident on the rug. And what she realized, that when she went about the traditional way of getting her rug cleaned, they really couldn't do it because they couldn't really separate the top part from the bottom part. So it didn't work out the way she wanted it to. And did you know that many people at this time, 10 years ago, really weren't buying rugs because of just this one reason: the hassle of getting it clean and waiting if you had to send it away, sometimes for months before it come back. So Bell's insight said, just like any CEO, there's a problem. It's causing her some pain. She wanted to do something about it because she loved her rug. She loved her dog. She says, no, we're going to do this again. And then she went and created Ruggable. Now, Ruggable is this two-piece rug system that includes a machine-washable, lightweight rug cover that allows it to go into the wash machine. Now, this all of a sudden transformed, number one, the way people start viewing rugs. Two, they could still buy a beautiful rug that looked amazing. And then if and when the rug gets dirty, because it will, they can now get it clean. Now, this one idea, this one unique selling proposition added on to what she was doing for her sales system allowed Ruggable to become the juggernaut that we all know that it is today. So what's the big takeaway for you as a CEO? Number one, you must have a unique selling proposition that gets added into your smart sales system so it can be part of your sales message that's inside of your sales funnel. When you do that, you've already identified a pain, you already identified a problem, you now have a solution, you'll separate yourself from the competition, but more importantly, you have more impact and more income. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 and away. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to serve you this morning. And every morning we get started, we like to get started the exact same way, by the way, and that is with our mantra. And our mantra is, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. And let me tell you the why. Because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. So I want you to repeat after me, because sales is serious business. Repeat, sales is serious business. Now go ahead and repeat these words. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Absolutely. And then we go over to our mantra, our pledge as a CEO. And our pledge to a CEO is that every morning we're going to learn, we're going to earn, and we're going to return, by the way. Oh, I love that, by the way, because it allows us to understand what we have to do for the sales department as a CEO. We've got to give the sales department the sales people, the sales processes, and the sales resources that are needed to be successful. So the CEO, what are we going to do? We're not going to sit back and do nothing. No, every morning we're going to learn, earn, and return. Repeat these words after me. I have to learn something new. Isn't it so true? In order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get really new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. And then we look at what are our objectives. Why do we get together? Why are we here? Our number one objective is about sales progress. Got it, Shay. It's about how do we progress in sales every single day. Our second objective is really about addressing any roadblocks. Now, earlier we talked about the case study. There were some roadblocks. There were some doubters. There were some people to say this would never work, but they stayed fast. So you have some objectives that are going on. Maybe you've got to fix the sales system. Maybe you got to fix the sales resources. Maybe it's the sales process. And then last is to understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to be successful. Let's talk about those 5 sales pillars. Sales pillar number 1 is you must have a one-page CEO sales plan. If you don't have one, you can go over to www.ceosalesplan.com. Number 2, you must understand your sales cycle. Number 3, you must have a sales message that is clear and compelling with a unique selling proposition inside of it. And number 4, please put this in your notes. You must understand your CEO sales dashboard and then build a 7-figure sales team. We're going to talk about the CEO sales dashboard. It's one of the things we talk about consistently on these shows. If you haven't already, you can go over there and download your CEO sales dashboard. We'll go into it in detail in just a second. Go to www.ceosalesdashboard.com and you can download that right now in this present moment. Now, some of you are joining in. We really appreciate you. Every morning we have the opportunity to be a part of your sales team. For those folks that are watching, if you're watching live and you can see us and you're on one of the platforms, go ahead and look right below the video, and put hashtag I'm here. I love to do that because it's a way for us to connect. You can see me, but I can't see you. So it's a great way for you and I to be able to connect with each other, by the way, which I love doing, by the way. I love doing it. And for those folks that are watching the replay, maybe right now you're in the break room. There's one company that plays this in the break room. It's so cool, so incredible, by the way. Or maybe you're watching the replay because 8 a.m. doesn't work for you every morning. No big deal. Do me a favor. Look right below the video, put hashtag replay. You're in the conversation. You're here. I acknowledge you. Or maybe you're watching on one of our on-demand streaming platforms. You've downloaded the podcast. Congratulations. Maybe you're on Roku. Oh, huge channel. Maybe right now you're on Apple TV or Amazon Prime or on our YouTube streaming device. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are, whatever platform, go ahead and drop me a DM. Go and drop me a DM at I am Che Brown, and let me know what you're enjoying most about the show. I love getting the comments, and I respond to every single one. So what is the purpose of the CEO Sales Huddle? Why do we get together? CEO Sales Huddle, just so we're all clear, is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. So I already know that you know how to sell. I get it. The question is, how do you sell more faster? That leads to our big why. It's not just about selling more faster. It's about sales growth. That's our big why. About sales accountability. That's our big why. It's about sales consistency. And you may have heard this before. I believe it's so true that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, every morning, what do we all struggle with in our life? Consistency. So we only ask for 15 minutes a day. There are 1,440 minutes in every day, by the way. So you take 1% of your day, which maybe you're a sales manager, and you get this time right now to sit back and focus. Maybe you're a sales director. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're everything. You're all in one. But 15 minutes a day, 1% of the day, to focus on the one area that helps you generate revenue because we have one outcome. And our outcome is $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. And this is over and beyond whatever you earn today. You earn an extra $100,000 a month because you focus on sales. Because we like to say every morning, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in what? Business. That is true. And so that led to a question that many people had, which is, Shay, I hear you, but how do I get to $100,000? And I would ask the question, okay, well, first, if you were to get to $100,000, what would you measure? Like, how would you know you were on track? And many folks didn't have a measure tool. Look, seriously. I mean, it's not a good thing or bad thing. Very intelligent folks, but they had never been in this conversation at this level, just about building a 7-figure sales team. And that's our whole focus. And so at the end of the day, we made that become a reality. And here's how we did that. It's with the CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, the CEO Sales Dashboard is something that we're going to bring up in a moment. If you haven't downloaded it, you can go download it now at www.ceosalesdashboard or huddle.com. Once you get there, follow the instructions. It's free, by the way. But I said, look, there's only 5 key metrics that we need. There are leads, there are appointments, there are offers, there's deals, and there's repeat business. Now, if you just measure just those 5 areas, just those 5 areas alone, your business will shift. So let's go over there. Let's go ahead and show them if we can. Let's go and take a look at the CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, some of you send this in to me. I love getting it. I look at every single one. Many of you, I get comments. Like, do I always give a comment? Now, some of you, okay. So if you want, you can go ahead and pull yours up now. Some of you are filling out right now. While we go through this, you're going across the top right now, looking at today's date. Then you come down and say, okay, in my database, how many leads came in? In my database, how many were qualified? In my database, I can anchor for today and just say with appointments. And for many of you, an appointment is face-to-face. appointment is over the phone, appointment is through a video. We're having an appointment right now through the power of these fiber optic lines. Appointments come in different ways, but we do know one thing: nothing happens without an appointment. So I want to just slow down for a moment, and I want to anchor in on just appointments. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. We know this to be true in every area of our life, but really in sales, which is really truly how we generate the revenue, it's more important now than ever. So I want you to go ahead and do that right now. Just go ahead and do that right now. Now, when you look at appointments, look at a couple areas. Number one, how many appointments were set yesterday by your sales department? Put that in. And then look at how many appointments were set the day before and how many appointments were set the day before. And then go look at how many appointments were run. So there's appointment setting. That's one skill set. That means people agreed to meet with your team. There's appointment running. That's another skill set. That means, well, they showed up. You had a conversation in person, online, Zoom, digital. It doesn't really matter how you have the conversation. You had a conversation. And then there's how many were collaborations. And maybe like me, you said some appointments are just to collaborate. Some are just to collaborate. Some are just for referrals. But here's what we know. What gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. You have what it takes to do that. And then after we do that every single morning, we move on. And another area that I love taking a look at every single morning, is one of my favorite, is we celebrate wins. We don't look at just what's not working. We look at what's working well, and we acknowledge our wins. We acknowledge things that are going really, really well. So do me a favor right now. We believe that powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. This is just for the sales department. We're not talking about your health. We're not talking about your relationships. We're not talking about your spiritual walk. This is just around sales, which is we start off every morning. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Question number 1, what are you most proud of with the sales department yesterday? No, seriously. I want you to really answer that question right now. What was your biggest accomplishment yesterday? So the sales department did their thing yesterday. A full day is gone. We go back, we do a review. We looked at what worked, what didn't work. What are you most proud of? And then what's the one thing that you just want to brag about? Like if you could come on here right now and I could bring you on. I can't wait till we can do that, by the way. You can say, Shay, this is what I'm most proud of with the sales department yesterday. Maybe it was effort. Maybe they fill out the CEO sales dashboard. Maybe you as a sales manager, maybe you gave a word of encouragement. Maybe you helped someone overcome a hurdle. It doesn't matter. Powerful people ask powerful questions. If you're out there right now, you can hear me. Look right below the video and just put hashtag I'm here. You're here. You're in the conversation. I want to acknowledge you. But then we don't just stop there. We go and we look at any hurdles. We say, wait a minute. Things ain't always perfect. We understand that. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. Number 1, what was your biggest roadblock yesterday? The case studies and every one we do every single morning, we've done several hundred. They always talk about a roadblock that was there. And then what is preventing you today from moving forward? And then my favorite is always at the end, which is what's the one thing you can do? You can control that if you did it, it would move the needle. Like seriously, like it would take this to a whole nother level. Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. Boy, how true is that? How true is that? With that being said, I want to share my closing comments. My closing comments is take massive action. Take massive action. In the sales department, you get what you focus on. Take massive action. The universe will have people who take action differently than those that don't. But this time, because you're in this conversation, you're taking focused action. You're focused on your sales systems, your sales funnel, and the sales message that we're communicating out that allows us really to talk to those folks that have a problem and or have an interest. And they're looking for more pleasure. It's not all about the problem, but it's about the pleasure. You do that, and you will see your sales go out. With that being said, if you haven't, take a look right below the video. If you can, put hashtag I'm here. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you. Hashtag replay. With that being said, make it a great day, everyone. And we're going to make some good things happen. We connect again at the next CEO's Huddle. God bless, peace, and I'll see you, well, on the other side.